Yeah. Happy Thursday, everybody. Happy Thursday. Welcome to the Dollar Hour. I am Deonte Burden, aka Mr. Short Dollar himself. We got an awesome show planned for you guys tonight. Tonight we're talking about something I think every entrepreneur, especially people that starting out in business, need to be aware of. That's your KPIs. What's your KPIs? KPIs are your key performance indicators. And if you somewhat familiar with, Fortune 500, corporate America, a lot of larger corporations use KPIs to get measurables on different things. But I want to discuss on to you entrepreneurs, and these setting up KPIs for your first year in business. Because a lot of times people reach out to me and say, hey, I want to start a business. I want to do this. I want to do landscaping. I want to get that together. I want to do landscaping. I want to open a bakery. I want to sell clothes. The thing of it is they know their craft, but they don't understand the measures. When you're in business, guys, it's so easy to get into passion, love, familiarity, building the product out. But the key thing with being an entrepreneur, and being sustainable, staying in business, you have to know your numbers. You have to know your performance measures. So what I just showed you guys tonight. Tonight we'll be discussing setting KPIs up for your first year in business. Remember, KPIs are key performance indicators. Before we get started, I want to say what's up to my house producer, DJ Lab.
What's going on, brothers? Thursday, best day of the week.
Best day of the week, baby.
Giving out this free knowledge. I don't know why they got to soak this up. We should have hundreds and hundreds of people in these lives right now getting this free information, because once it's gone, it's gonna cost you.
They should come up even with the stuff we talking about. People don't want to join and find the information out until the sync starts shipping. A lot.
But it's too late.
Yeah, people in love with making money, but people ain't in love with actually putting in work and doing. This is actually the boring stuff.
Yeah, but you know what? What the stuff you talk about, a lot of it. If they watch Shark Tank, they'll understand. Not even understand it, but if they ever go on Shark Tank after watching your show, and Mark Cuban say, "Well, what's your KPIs?" They'll know what it means. They won't be up there like the last lady was like, "I don't know the numbers by heart."
Well, no, you start losing some damn money.
Yeah.
When she listen to Mr. Short Dollar.
Right.
When everybody called, hey man, I should have called you first.
Right.
And you know what I'm saying? You don't like business, your car, your house,
your wife divorce. Yeah.
The counting ain't no damn legit. But and that's gonna be a good discussion. I also want to say what's up to my other producer, Slick 316. What's up, Rick?
What's going on, Rick?
Hey man, we got a great show. And before we get started, I do want to say super congratulations to my second son, Chetney Deonte Burden Jr. PJ, graduated yesterday with a BS in marketing from Georgia Southern University. And super congratulations to you, PJ. Super proud of you, man. I got 2 college graduates.
Okay.
I got an upcoming college junior.
Okay.
And I got one going into high school, man. So I'm super proud. 2 down, 2 more to go.
That's right.
But man, big shout out to you, brother, man. Definitely, man. You always exceed my expectations, man. And I ain't got no low ones for you, brother. I'm super proud of you, PJ. Congratulations again.
Chris kissed me pretty brown eyes, said Black excellence. You right.
I like that name. Pretty brown eyes. They want to do something. Like that name.
That is a nice name, ain't it?
I hope it ain't a fella.
No, it's a lady. It's a lady. I can see her pic. She's been following us for a while.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. She been one of my supporters for a while.
Like, so, my bad, buddy. Yeah, man. When we started thinking about it again, tonight show we're talking about setting KPIs for your first year in business. One of the things.
Oh, hold on, Mama. Hey, Mama.
What's up, Mama?
Hey, Mama. We can't skip over Mama.
Mama rolled me to the graduation.
Mama rolled you to graduation. Was she crying?
Nah, she wasn't crying. She was happy. She was happy.
Okay.
PJ, her boy.
Okay.
She had a good time. She real proud of him. Real proud of him, man.
I'm proud of him too.
Man, I appreciate that, man.
What's that?
You know, when we start talking about tonight, show the KPIs, key performance indicators. One of the first questions is, when people get in business, you say, what is your number one goal for this year? And what metrics you're using to move towards it? And so, people look at metrics. People, far so often, they'll be very aware of what costs they got to have startup. They got to get a building, they got to get insurance. The actual things that they have to have when they start their business, right? Excuse me, the materials, the supplies, things like that. But a lot of things, that don't cause what we call barriers to entry, things that can stop you from starting. If you're going to have to pay some advertising money, if you're going to have to get an accountant, if you got to get an attorney, people really don't hop on that because, again, they know theoretically they probably need it.
Right.
They really do need it, but it's not stopping them, right?
Right.
And so we start looking at the KPIs, and I always stress it to everybody when you're going in business, right? If you just on the minimal side, just kind of just mimic what you see your basic Fortune 500 company, that's your General Electric, your Coke, blank. I'm about to say Kaiser. Kaiser are Fortune 500, I think. Definitely like Pfizer. Those companies. You just look theoretically how they run or they're set up. You can scale it down a whole lot, but those things that they do as far as the marketing, the advertising, the research and development, every business needs that. You don't need to have it at that kind of scale, of course not, but you need to have it. Right. Those KPIs, those key performance indicators, those are things that when you start your business up, and most of the time, if you do just your basic business plan, even use your business plan software, it'll pretty much cover your KPIs. That's usually like most business plan softwares will do that.
Okay.
So many times people think when you say a business plan is something that you might need for a lender. You need a business plan every year just for your business period.
Okay.
Just to have it, just any kind of strategic planning or having things in place, you need to have that, have those things set up, And keep in mind, like I always say, plans are just plans. They can adjust and change things like that. But you need some kind of guiding rules in place. Like when you start talking about the goal setting and all having that stuff in place, you want to have those KPIs in place because remember what I told you guys. People forget, PayPal is going to remember. And we got certain things set up. We know what we're moving. We know what we're trying to attain. We don't just say, hey, I want to make $1 million a year. Hey, we want to acquire 30 customers. Theoretically, you just really just hollering out stuff. But if we say we're going to make X amount of cold calls, we're going to do reach these many people, go to these many conferences, and that should turn out, per those leads, per those particular things, that should turn into one customer. Do so many of those, that should turn into 2 customers. So it's not the destination, it's what you got to do to get to the destination. If we sit there and make X amount of dollars a day, X amount of dollars a week, X amount of dollars a month, that should get us to that X amount of dollars at the end of the year, right? Those are the kind of things you got to sit there and look at, right? So you have that goal, that destination, but your KPIs are the things that are going to guide you in regards to where you had attaining them, right? So that's what I want to talk about again. So you ask again, what are KPIs and why do they matter? The KPIs are, in essence, like I say, measurable and targets tied to your business goals.
Okay.
Those are the kind of things you got to say. Like I say, I want to be here. And if I want to be here, I got to do X, Y, and Z. So what we always say about goals got to be incrementable and attainable. Okay. Guys, you just can't sit here and say, well, I want to just get some clients and I pull up with my damn detail van and watch cars. What are you going to do to get there? Right?
Well, I can't just write it down in my book and plan for it.
You can. Okay. You're going to be busy sometimes, have spurts, but you're going to wonder why she's just like this. Okay. Right? You got to have structure to everything. People don't realize that when you go to your job, for the most part, most businesses that have been around for a while that you work for, they take for granted the structure that's there. You go there, they got a training set up, they got the manual set up, they got the rules set up, they have everything in place, right? Even when a new person comes in, they got a process to do that. When you start in your job, the intake process with HR and all that stuff, people take that for granted. Yeah, that's true. But you don't understand when you start your own business, you got to do that same shit. Right? You got to get that same stuff. Right. And because you don't think about it, like, well, I'm just going to watch some cars. I'm just going to paint some houses. I'm just going to, do some landscape, whatever. You still need the structure because what happens is you will get customers, you will get busy, but it's going to somehow, boom, it's going to fall apart because you don't have a structure together. Okay. You know what I'm saying? I get it. And that's what happens all the time The problem comes up is far too often people get so knee deep in, it's extremely hard for them to stop and try to fix it. You know,
Okay.
I'm transitioning right now to another organization, and a board member, you know, I had to come in. Hey, bro, we gotta start the brakes.
Right.
Again, we can't. Got an Amber Alert in Savannah, Georgia. I don't know how.
Oh, we got one too.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna be able to get up here that fast. But you know, far too often people, you have to just pump. I'm sorry, yeah, just pump the brakes,
Right?
Because you can't fix stuff.
Right.
So we start talking about these KPIs. Of course, people they want to have these goals and they write stuff down and stuff like that, but they have no honest way to get to them, and they don't want to spend the time to try to do it.
Okay.
You know,
I get what you're saying.
Get what I'm saying? Like, I want to be a trainer. I want to be a personal trainer. And then, you know, but they'll sit there and say, well, listen, I go get my hula hoops. I get my videos. I'm posting on social media. I'm doing that. And I'm telling people that, but there's no structure in place. So you got to market.
Posting wild.
Exactly.
You just going, let me ask you a question. You said about when you come to a corporation and they already got the plan set up. They already got the training set up. Are they doing the training and everything that they have set up is something that they estimate in their KPI already? Is that's like, well, if it should only take you 30 minutes to train, I'm just throwing out numbers, 30 minutes to train. And within that 30 minutes, once you get them trained and go over here to this department and work over there for 2 days, then they should be ready to work on their own.
That might be HBR KPI.
Okay.
Not necessarily the process, more so remember the KPIs are measurable.
Okay.
So we say not necessarily you need to be over here 30 minutes to train, 30 minutes to train. The KPI might be that, you know, people that have been working for the organization for 90 days should be proficient in 3 tasks.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying. I'm just trying to.
The KPI, the KPI is the measurable indicator.
Okay.
So we can look at that, right?
Okay.
So the process, what you're talking about, to say, hey, 30 minutes, that's the KPI is more so like, you know, that's the indicator. We're trying to get to the destination. That makes sense?
I get it.
All right. P Hooks 909. What's going on, lady? Do you have a business model for others to go by in relation to setting up KPIs? Again, the question was, do you have a business model for others to go by in relation to setting up KPIs? No, I don't have a business model. The reason why, because the KPIs will vary from business to business. What I mean by that, that's a good question. The KPIs is more so you have your goals set for and tell Dallas I said what's up too. I ain't talk to y'all in a minute, man. But the KPIs are the goals that you have set up for your particular business. I'm sorry, you have the goals set up for your particular business. The KPIs are what you measure to get those particular goals. So again, with that said, it can vary from business to business because every industry is different, right? Sometimes, like to last point, a KPI from an HR perspective, or from just say if a company is a restaurant, if a company does, you know, certain things, you know, construction, they may have different things that they're trying to reach out with, right? So whatever goals you set, and if you say we want to make X amount of dollars, the KPIs is what you're using to measure to see where you're at in relation to getting that particular goal. That makes sense. If you say, okay, we want to acquire so many customers, the KPI is your, you know, your indicator to see if you're reaching that. How are you doing it on if you're checking on a monthly, weekly basis? And we're going to go through exactly different things you can measure with the KPIs.
I think maybe they meant a template.
Huh?
A template.
But no, that's what I'm saying. Even with a template,
okay,
it's going because at the end of the day, you might be looking at, you know, ROI for one. You may be looking at turnover ratio with one.
Okay.
You may be looking at collection rate with one. So it varies.
Right.
That's whatever you're trying to do.
Customer acquisition.
There you go.
Okay.
So all that stuff will vary from industry to industry.
Okay.
Because what's maybe a good way to kind of measure things for one industry or business may not be for another.
Okay.
Right?
I get
so the key thing is more so back up in regards to looking at what you do. Then from that point and where you're trying to get as far as those goals and what performance measures you're looking at to attain those. And guys, look, I know this might sound like a whole lot of shit right now, but I really want y'all to understand by not paying attention to this, this is why so many people after 6 months to a year, they burn out, they stop and they ask, go back to getting a job, or they give up their business because they did well as far as providing a product or service. But what they didn't do well was actually getting that structure together. That's why so many times you have a new restaurant come around and people are waiting hours to get some damn food. And then when another option come around, it disappear. But if you turn around, got a good restaurant and your system is in place where, I mean, we was in grad school, we did KPIs a lot, with supply chain. There's a science to a lot of restaurants in regards to outside of, let's say, holidays, Mother's Day, Thanksgiving or something like that. But there's a science from the walking in the door, sitting down, checking in, getting food, they eat and they get out of there. That is a mathematical equation to that. Okay. What you got to understand, everybody don't want to sit in your wait 2 or 3 hours. And what happens is you got a restaurant and everybody is popping. And, they have them all the time in Atlanta. And people waiting an hour or two for their food for their restaurant, right? And what's the downfall for that restaurant? Another option.
Another option.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because people get tired.
Across the street.
Exactly. But if you can be efficient with people coming in, getting served, make them feel good, good experience, everything good, food great. The waiters were attentive, the waitresses were good, everybody kept checking on them and everything in a timely, efficient manner. They out. There's a science to it.
And speaking of this restaurant part, you could tell when a restaurant doesn't know it's that KPI part that you just spoke of, because you're sitting at the table and you may be with your family, and then somebody comes up and say, well, y'all got to leave the table because they're trying to turn it over for the next customer.
Well, let me say this to you. You said what you said. I don't think it's that they don't know, they don't focus on it. Okay. Because you can because a management can go over stuff, but if they don't enforce it and make it damn near like it's the law, people don't have the same sense of urgency on it. You see what I'm saying?
But I'm thinking that if the KPIs are focused on there, this is just me. You tell me if I'm wrong because you're the expert on this. If the KPIs are focused on and are practiced and are measurable, when they turn that table over, you don't even know that you're being rushed out. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's because they know from the time you take your order to the time the food comes to the window to the time it comes to your table, how long you gonna be there?
Well, the worker bees ain't gonna necessarily understand the KPI thing. It's usually like from an ownership management level, but you guys gotta be able to let them know from training perspective how to do certain things. Okay. A person, you can tell a person, people, any job, people go through training. Right. And you tell them what to do. Once they get comfortable, a lot of that stuff get thrown out the window.
That's true.
But if it's like very uncomfortable for you to get comfortable, you know what I'm saying? Hard for you to get, like you can't do that, right? Right. There's some jobs you just really can't be out there on the floor talking. Right. And some you can say here, boy, hey, boy, why that game? Some you like, hey, man, I'll talk to you on break. Right. So it just depends on how everything's set up. Now, the people that are actually managing, they're measuring certain things. But then, for the people that are working, a lot of times they don't know. Okay. All the time they may have some kind of gumption is when you maybe award things like, hey, not so many mistakes, we'll get this kind of performance based to, but most of the time that's mostly an ownership or management level. Okay. Understanding. That makes sense.
That makes sense. Okay.
You get what I'm saying? Yeah. When the trying to keep folks and track progress is to help you with smart decision making. We start talking about KPIs. And without them, you're guessing what success really looks like. Just because you be is what I always say, don't get traffic confused with profit. Right. So many times people are selling, but then they like, shit, my money ain't really showing that. But they stay in business. They going to work all the time. They got customers all the time. But at the end of the day, the bank account don't show that. And they just wondering like what's happening, right? And for the amount of traction they got, for the amount of following they got, they don't have the dollars in their pocket. So many times that happen to people. So that's why we want to make sure that we have these KPIs and key performance indicators in place and we follow them, okay? And that's what the point of this show is. We talk about it now. You know what a KPI, key performance indicator is. Now we're going to sit there and focus on, some foundational ones you need to have in year one. If you're already in business, there's still something that you can implement in yourself. I don't even care when the money made. You can sit here and just start now. Drafting this stuff and putting it in place, and you will see a world of difference. Okay. Why? Because you're on top of everything. You're paying attention to it, right? So that's one of the key things. So focus on foundational KPIs in year one. Rather than tracking everything, listen to what I'm saying, guys. Rather than try to track everything, focus on 4 to 6 things that matter the most for your new business. Key thing. We ain't got to be on top of everything, but key thing. I'm going to give you a couple of core KPI categories for year one. The first one. That's revenue and financial KPIs, right? This is what I'm about to tell you guys. Make sure and listen. If you guys got any questions or anything, feel free to call in. And I apologize and say it earlier, The call-in number is 678-740-9894. Again, the call-in number is 678-740-9894. We're streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, and Twitter. The main hub is the Mr. Short Dollar YouTube channel. So in the event you do have to cut out or you have to leave, remember, go to Mr. Short Dollar on YouTube. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Check out this video in its full entirety. In addition to all the other 1,300 videos that's on the YouTube channel. So again, 678-740-9894. So again, let's focus on a couple of these core KPI categories for year one. The first one, this is very important, guys, very important. And I really push everybody to make sure you pay on top of this. This is revenue and financial KPIs. We know revenue is the money you got pulling in, not your net amount. But we look at revenue and financial KPIs. And one of the first ones is monthly recurring revenue or total revenue. You want to make sure you have a good idea of what those KPIs. What are you trying to pull in each month, right? Your net profit margin. Your net profit margin is your revenue, gross revenue. Your gross revenue. I'm about to have a brain crap for a second. I'm sorry. Your gross revenue minus your expenses is your net profit margin, right? So you want, we say net profit, or another way of looking at it, but just have an idea what's the ending amount that you have at the end of the month, and then your burn rate, which is how fast you're spending your cash. When you get money in, it take you a week or so. Does it last the whole month? Do you have some where, hey, listen, we still have some set over? You need to be paying attention to that. And then your customer acquisition costs, your CAC. Let me go back over that again. Those revenue and financial KPIs, your monthly recurring revenue. What do you normally have coming in a month? You say, okay, look, I got a contract. We have a detail shop. I got a contract with Atlanta Police. I know, they're paying me $3,000 a month. That's what recurring, right? Mm-hmm. If I sit there and say, okay, I have, this little restaurant, and I know like the Mr. Child and his crew coming in every day, mm-hmm. and with them and every, I got some sporadic stuff at lunchtime, whatever. But I know the anchor that I got coming in every month, right? Mm-hmm. Without any doubt. People I got on the contract, mm-hmm. people I got, like I said, a month of recurring, right? We're looking at it. I know because when you have those kind of things, you can base certain things off of. I know they coming.
Right.
Sometime with a lunch, or they might got, you got something like an event or something like that. That's sporadic. So
right.
It may happen, may not. But we look at those anchors that we have, the contracts and the monthly recurring,
mm-hmm.
the net profit margin. What am I using to bring it? Well, what am I, if everything paid, what is that usually like at the end of the month? Mm-hmm. Am I taking the L every month? Am I, have so much left over? That burn rate, how long did it take to spend through this money? We get this money in. Oh, we're going to check. We have a little bit left over. If mm-hmm. it's kind of coming in quick and I got to rob Peter to pay Paul, we want to make sure we're paying attention to this kind of stuff.
Okay.
And then that customer acquisition cost. How much it costs to get another customer? See, this is where a lot of people don't pay attention.
That cat.
Well, see, the reason why you want to look at customer acquisition cost, people are post, mm-hmm. and don't get anything. And they think that's the formula for it. And like I tell people all the time, when you sit there and pay for, let's say, Google ads or Facebook ads, and you want to reach let's say 10,000 people, mm-hmm. and at 10,000 people you post, and then you can track. That's why we always, like I told you guys before, we want to have tracking mechanisms. And like I said, it may seem like there's a lot of stuff, but you want to be the boss. You got to make sure that you got yourself in place to do that. You got somebody that you don't hope, but that they don't stop at this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So when you sit there and run Google ads, run Facebook ads, run stuff on Instagram, you got to be able to look at the measurables to see, okay, this has caused so many people to call you back. This mm-hmm. has caused so many, it's reaching so many people, or whatever. And you converting that stuff over. We'll mm-hmm. talk about that too. But you got to see how much it costs to get you one customer. That's why I keep telling people all the time, it's much cheaper to keep somebody
mm-hmm.
than it is to get somebody. It is much cheaper. You will be shocked how far a thank you card, a Merry Christmas,
mm-hmm.
a Happy Birthday card, just like that simple.
Right.
Will have somebody just indebted to you.
Right. And that's true.
Indebted to you. And you want to make them really fall in love, mess around and call them when you don't have to call them.
Right. See how they doing.
Just to check on them.
See how they doing.
Just to check on them. And you know what? It don't have to necessarily be you. It can be somebody from your organization, but you'd be amazed how cheap. I mean, how much cheaper it will be for you just to keep relationships going. And a good example of what we just talked about, those revenue and financial KPIs. is that just say you want to generate $10,000 a month in revenue by month 12 with a 20% profit margin. And you can sit here and put all these numbers in and just plug it in and see if you get to that point. Those are things you want to get to. We're saying you want to make, $10,000 a month in revenue by month 12 with a 20% profit margin.
Would you do a KPI for expenses too? Or would that be part of the KPI? Like
you can.
Your expense, like your employee payroll?
You can.
Okay.
But again, I don't think it's wise to have a gazillion.
Okay.
That's why I said we want to just get a couple of them.
I just want to throw them out while I'm asking.
But to your point, Larry, I think when we start looking at just say we look at a point, just say you start looking at KPI for expenses. You might be in a situation where you're saying, look, we're contract. We got a federal contract. So every month we're going to make $20,000. So at the end of the day, we're sitting there saying whatever the revenue coming in from there, it may cost us, 18. We start off, it's $18,000 to serve this contract. So we bring home number $2,000.
Right.
So to your point, hey, let's make sure we put performance measures in place to do some kind of reduction of that $18,000.
Right.
Maybe we start doing something more faster. Maybe we make less mistakes. Maybe if we try to do things, just with using a different method. Those kind of indicators can reduce the $18,000 to maybe 15.
Okay.
To possibly 12. If you're doing those particular things, you make 5 less mistakes because correcting those mistakes may cost you this.
Right. I get what you're saying.
So it just depends, right? But DJ laughing to give us all kind of. I'm just trying to not put everybody.
I'm sorry.
And I'm gonna say this to you, Lamb. No, I appreciate it. I'm just messing with you. This show is very important because again, far too often, I can't stress enough, people get in business and they really don't pay attention to the numbers. The numbers dictate everything.
That's true. The numbers are bigger. You know why they'll get into the numbers? Like, not because it's boring, because it may disappoint you. You know what I'm saying? That disappointment, like you say, you got to line out the bill. We talk about this all the time on this show. Don't get busy, confused with profit, but you got to line out the building. But if you go look at them numbers, that line don't mean nothing because you're still in the red.
That's why restaurants close all the time.
Yeah.
Because they be so busy and they think they're doing well.
Right.
People think they're doing well and everybody keeping this facade. But and I'm gonna tell you a key one. When you see restaurants and clubs with multiple owners and nobody's really focused on it and everybody's there to say they there and nobody really don't have any kind of stress. You see a business that's doing well, that owner usually there looking strong the hell out. You know what I'm saying? Because they on top of that.
Right.
They intertwined with it, not they just like an investor with doing it. But you see the ones that sitting in there
just chilling.
Chilling or may not be or have family, they don't really last long. But you see a cat in there, his head looks stressed or whatever. They're usually doing okay because that person is committed
to the business.
To the business, man. And I am saying that's always the case, but typically you go in a restaurant or a bar in a club, you see a little frantic ass person running around the owner, they usually be doing okay. But you got somebody sitting in the cut, this, that, and that.
I'm gonna give you first. I'm gonna give you this comment. Let's Talk America Radio says great info. I would venture to think that most business owners aren't too familiar with the topic. Any outlets that can help keep people informed accurately.
Yeah. As far as the KPI?
Yeah.
You do your Google research, get a consultant. There are some things people just ain't gonna be familiar with if you just, if you haven't been dealing with it. Right. So I don't expect somebody that started a restaurant, landscaping business, a construction company, to be versed with KPI. I just don't. I don't think that's fair to, assume they would know that.
Right.
But I do think at the end of the day, you got to focus on what you don't know. I wouldn't think that they would know anything about marketing and advertising either.
Right. But they try to figure it out.
They try to figure it out. So, it's really what you make a priority to know.
That's most definitely. I'm gonna give you a good example of a person who's busy, who probably knows their KPIs. This little wing place up here, right by the Wendy's. I'm not gonna say the name of it. We used to go in there before the old owners, and it was 2 younger guys, maybe in their 30s, 35 years old. And they was always in there just sitting around, and it was okay, I guess. But now that the new owner has taken over, and she always running around, she wiping down stuff. She, she at the window, she just frantic, nervous. But you could tell the difference in the service and the food.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like, you could tell the difference.
Yeah.
From when it was before, because she on top of it.
Yeah,
it's clean. You could tell it's cleaner. It's just a different space.
Standards are set from the top.
Yeah.
And if you really don't have any standards set from the top and people figuring it out, you're gonna have everything run them up. That's just how that is. You see that when you go, it's sad. You can go to certain fast foods. It's like the expectation lower. I ain't trying to sound funny. You might be in the neighborhood. You see like no sense of urgency. And then you turn around and go to one in the white area, same franchise. It's a whole different set of standards.
Most definitely.
So it's not that this same burger. They use the same distributor or supplier rather. But at the end of the day,
different franchise owner too. Different franchise owner maybe.
Yeah. But even that. But I'm just saying the product is still the same. But those standards and stuff is not, and that's what happens a lot of times. You know what I mean? Again, we're talking about some core KPIs. Another one's customer KPIs, and that's number of customer clients that you're looking at, customer retention rate, customer satisfaction score, your net promoter score, and those kind of things. When you're looking at, like, hey, how am I staying on top of this? Are we, do we got people keep coming back? Do we got people that are following up with us? Who signed up for our monthly birthday list? Who signed up for the monthly gift list, right? Who, just those kind of things, just knowing, okay, who's the retention and stuff, who's renewing their contract, who's renewing their subscriptions, sending out the Google reviews and stuff like that. Hey, man, listen, we had a 4.9 Google rating. For the most part, we pretty much get like a 5. Like I said, a couple years back, I know somebody that gave us like a 1 or 2.
Right.
But do not think that when I send those things out, or we send those things out, I'm gonna be a little nervous or somebody gonna be slick or whatever. But at the end of the day, you don't know until you what? No. And a lot of times people will sit here and really, get that structure together. I'm set up on Google, I'm set up on Yelp, and they are not concerned about, that's that customer experience. And now you got a 1 point something, 2 point something. You try to pay some damn crook to clear the damn all that stuff and everything. No, man.
Yeah.
But if you focus on over delivering and stuff and just focus, those kind of things are very, very important. I want you to spend bread with me, but at the end of the day, I want to take care of you. And sometimes you got some businesses that, me, I ain't never the one to be like, I'm short dollar, I ain't cheap dollar. So I'm gonna charge you accordingly, but I'm gonna over deliver. I had a customer that we did a big job for a couple months ago. I charged them for it. And they've had several times they emailed me, hey, Deonte, we got this from the IRS. I need this. We need this. Man, they'll never have to wait 24 hours.
Right.
Because they paid me.
Right.
And I'm making sure, like, hey, what's going on? You know what I mean? When you kind of don't do that and you put in a lot of work, you don't charge, you feel a certain type of way. Right. So you got to make sure that you're taking care of folks, you're responsible and everything like that. Because, again, we talk about family, money, health. And that money comes before a lot of times with people, damn my family, damn my health. But I care about my bread. Right. So you got to make sure that you take care of folks. But as a business owner, we got to be paying attention to what do people say, right? Is everybody going to be happy or something for like, hey, well, y'all need to put a speaker out here. Y'all need to have a fan and and it may be legitimate, but you got to be realistic. Is this what they want or this something probably the masses want, right? Because we do know one person tell you they got a problem. Several people tell you it's probably a problem that you have, right? You see what I'm saying? Right. So you got to be mindful of that because, again, we still talking about, I want you to come to me. I want you to spend your money with me. And I don't know why you spending money, keep spending money, right? That's the ultimate goal. You come to my restaurant, not the order. And that's another thing we start talking about with the experience part with a restaurant. You have some waitresses are trained to keep overcoming back. Y'all good? Y'all good? Y'all good? Y'all good? Need anything? Hey, I see. I'll be back with some water. You ain't asked for it now like that. Hey, I see you got that margarita over there. Getting a little low. You ready for the next margarita? I come back in a little bit. Right. And at the end of the day, they still spend it. But if you got your employees that's over there on the corner
on the phone. On the
you,
phone.
You bothering them.
Right. Can I help you?
What y'all want? Who needs something?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you got to sit here and just do that. So again, that customer KPIs. Good example we talk about that is reaching 50 paying customers with an 80% monthly retention rate. Reaching 50 paying customers with an 80% monthly retention rate. That means 80% of my customers keep coming back. A key thing that I look for on Mr. Short Dollar is, guys, when I look at not necessarily the video we put out to followers, how many views we get, I pay close attention to how many Short Dollar subscribers are continuously coming.
Right.
And for some odd reason, I can't get a good book. Then sometimes with the shows, but a lot of videos, you like, it's just mostly new folks. So I'm in that point where I'm trying, what can I do to keep the people that are subscribed to my channel engaged to keep coming back looking for my stuff, right? And those kind of things I'm just saying with myself. If you already subscribed, I need you to keep looking and keep looking and keep looking and keep looking. I mean, I got to give you something that you want to see.
Right.
So those kind of things we got to sit here and look at. We're talking about these KPIs, key performance indicators. What's that retention rate for these customers? Who keeps coming back? Remember, guys, you got your basic website, your basic Facebook page. I'm telling you, YouTube channel, whatever, all that data is there. And I know you might look at it and you think it's arrogant. But what I'm saying to you guys, if you spend a little time, because it's a little time get familiar. Remember, as a business owner, you don't need to know everything. You just need to know a little bit about a lot. That's it. Just a little bit.
Right.
You need to just know a little bit to be able to make an informed decision. You ain't got to be versed with everything. You know what I'm saying? P. Hook said these are some good nuggets. I appreciate that. So guys, don't try to. You don't have to know, because again, but you definitely don't want to be so quick to want to outsource everything because, hey, I can do this and I get it somebody else. No, you better know what's going on.
Right.
You better know what's going on. Don't be so quick to just get here and you haven't mastered this. So many times people have a restaurant or a club and then it's doing well and now they want to open up phase 2.
4, 5 more.
You know, but even that phase 2, like, hey man, perfect this.
Right.
Perfect this. Perfect it. You get what I'm saying?
I get it.
People like, well, I can make more money here, this, that, and that. Now the bigger you are, now your system has to be so much stronger because you got less control. Because you can't be two
places at once. Right.
So and that's why I say sometimes we got to just be cool with, just what we have. Because this magical place called Atlanta.
Right. Everybody's a star, and everybody's an entrepreneur, and everybody's a club owner, promoter, DJ, rapper, and entertainer.
The repeat city. Right. They started, you do all right, you go back, now you're back at your job, fussing and crying. Crazy.
Come back out, try one more time. You know what happened last time.
Over and over.
You're going to fix it this time.
Ain't fix shit. We're talking about KPIs that have set for your first year in business. The third one, we're talking about marketing. And I'm going to go back and rehash. But remember what I said, guys. You can go to, if you have to leave, go to Mr. Short Dollar on YouTube. Mr. Short Dollar on YouTube. Google it, see this handsome face pop up. Subscribe to the channel. If you have to leave, check out the video in its full entirety. And all the other great information that we have there. Over 1,300 videos covering great topics with entrepreneurship, finance, investing, and I'm forgetting something, management. That's what
personal finance, entrepreneurship, real estate, investing, and business.
There you go. My producer. Okay. And the next KPI, we're talking about marketing sales KPI. And we start looking at marketing sales KPI, things you need to be looking for, the leads that generate, leads generated per month. How many leads you getting in? How many leads we getting in? How many, we're reaching out to, conversion rate from those leads to the sale. Okay. How many, with all the leads we get in, how many we closing the deal on, right? Website traffic and social engagement. Being able to look at those again. If you got a Facebook account, that's for your business. YouTube account, Instagram, all that data is there to be able to look at, all your statistics in regards to the amount of people coming there, how long they're looking at a video. You can look at, and not only if you're in a situation getting monetized, you can see how long or how much money is generated by that. All that information from a retention standpoint coming through, when they get to your channel, they look at the video, do they stay after 30 seconds? Do they leave after a minute or two? Whatever, this, that, and that. Do you need to give that can gauge you, let you know what all similar things you can have to give them? But you're looking at it when you got an email list, you got that open and click rate. I send all my, one thing I'm very proud of the email list. When we send those things using the constant contact, I'm looking at it. What's the click-through rate? What are these people opening? And when they open the email, is it converting where they're going to the site or going where I want it to be? Or is it because they're not interested? Or do I need to put a bigger sign saying "click me"? Right? But what I'm saying to you, Lab,
that you know that
the information is there for you to be able to analyze and see.
Okay.
Right?
Right.
People are not the people that are close to you are just they're not going to do business with you like that. They love you, they care about you, and they support you. But you really gonna do yourself a disservice to think that because I got started, everybody gonna support me.
Mm-hmm.
You got to go get people that don't know you.
That's true.
You know what
That's
I'm saying?
true.
Like,
that's true.
And I think people just so stuck on, well, you know, such do cakes, and such cut grass. That's cool. I got a lawn guy.
Right.
Like I'm cool with him.
Right. And he been doing it for years.
I love you, bro.
Right.
But shit, we good. The lady that do our cakes, I'm cool with her.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I like your cakes.
Right.
But I'm cool with her. Like, you know, sometimes my money might be tight. She'll work with me.
Right.
You ain't.
Right.
And because I have a relationship with you, I don't really want to play with you about money.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
I want to mess up the relationship.
So I say that to say it's not the people that want to deal with you when you get into business. It's just that at the end of the day, you just gotta understand your success gonna come from outside of your circle.
The biggest supporters are usually people who don't know you.
Yeah, well,
or customers.
Well, that's and just names are the biggest, just them.
Yeah.
Period. You know, and I think a lot of people struggle with it.
Mm-hmm.
When I see those ignorant comments about who gonna support you, you don't with your business,
right.
And why you start a business, or you think your friends gonna, you know,
yeah.
There's no correlation with their interest in what you're doing with doing that. So, a good example, we start about marketing and sales. Convert 15% of website leads into paying customers. So if you got the good example, what that is 15% of website leads. You got the pop-up come on your website. Somebody goes there and they put in their name and their email address. And, you know, you just say, okay, if in a matter of 100 people visit your website, that means it should be 15 people should be converting to paying customers.
Mm-hmm.
Every 100. That's we're looking at that. And those are kind of things you got to set in place.
Do you think they should set those? They should set them at they should set them high. They should set them at maintainable levels, right?
Well,
or reachable levels.
Well, what's reachable?
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like they would have to know that, but I'm just saying they can't say, oh, if I got 100 people visit my website, I need to get 95 of them. You know what I'm saying? I need to get a 95% conversion rate.
Okay, let me say this to you. That's a good question, Leo. In 2025, with the strong presence of AI and everything like that, I think you can put in Chat GPT or even Google. Mm-hmm. What's a decent conversion rate for customers for a website in Atlanta, Georgia, mm-hmm. or this, that, and that from a national perspective or a local perspective? Mm-hmm. You can figure that. You can get that information mm-hmm. and go from there. Or what's the average conversion rate in regards to what, you know what I mean?
Right.
They have the U.S. Census data. They already have some of this stuff already set up and everything like that. A lot of that is take advantage of the technology that's out there now, mm-hmm. right? Because mm-hmm. I don't know if the excuse no one can really use now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you have the world at your fingertips. It's on you to take advantage of. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Right. So
just be able to do that. That's a good question, Leia. Because again, it's a lot of stuff isn't common knowledge. Mm-hmm. But like in the world we're in right now, with this enormous presence of AI and even just data accessibility, right? You actually can Google it and find a lot of this stuff, right?
I mean, now with Google, now you type in something you searching for, and AI already brings up the rate for that stuff. Like I typed in something the other day, and AI took over, and they gave me the breakdown of Atlanta. So I don't know what I was looking for, but it was just a breakdown. It was just something simple I typed in.
But to that point, that's why I said there's no excuse for ignorance.
Right.
Right. You should always know what the hell is going on, regardless. Right. So we're talking about KPIs to set for your first year in business. The fourth one is the operational KPIs, right? Operational KPIs. So we talking about in your business. Like we just talking about people on the floor not talking, not making mistakes. So right. A good one is time to deliver products and service. Time to deliver products and service, or the accuracy of project completion rate, response time to customer inquiries. Mm-hmm. These are things that you can control from your operation standpoint, where we say, listen, if we do these things, right? If we do these things, we'll be able to keep more customers. We do these things, not make mistakes, and don't cause certain accidents. We'll be able to increase our margins. Why? Because we had to start over.
Mm-hmm.
We might have to do insurance claims, things like that. I mean, that's why I say something we asked the point earlier. A lot of companies. I worked in a warehouse when I was in college and stuff, where they gave us a bonus. Y'all don't break breaking the materials.
Mm-hmm.
We got a bonus at the end of the quarter,
right?
Because we save the company money,
mm-hmm.
but you give folks that incentive. Because again, in the big grand scheme of things, typically got this going on. But when you start looking at relation to the expenses, that can vary because you do have things called breakage, vehicle breaking, stuff that you can't control.
Right.
If I got a fleet, if I make sure that we stay on top of the oil changes, the tires, the maintenance and stuff like that, we'll have to pay in the grand scheme of things less repair costs. Why? Because we stayed on top of the maintenance side.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's those kind of things. If you're doing it and you got that regular thing going on, in the grand scheme of things,
mm-hmm.
you should spend less,
okay,
right?
Right.
So those kind of things, what we're saying, okay, we make sure we maintain those cycles, training and things like that. So those are the kind of things we're looking at. So you say respond to 90% of customers within 24 hours. Those kind of things, like, okay, those, if you do that, that can convert to, okay, man, listen, they get back to me.
Mm-hmm.
They get back to me. Not, I got to call them back next week. I hear from them, then I tell you some stupid shit like I'm busy and I meant to get with you. Because you don't want to hear that.
Right. People, I don't think businesses really understand how important it is to get back to customers. Even if they're not a customer, if they bought a product from you from somewhere else and they calling you about the product and your support is terrible, man, that callback rate terrible. That whole time is terrible.
Well, I think they understand. I just don't think it's a priority.
Oh.
See, I think people understand
mm-hmm.
because all businesses at some point have been a customer.
Okay.
Right. I'm working there, but I've been a customer for.
Right.
I don't like waiting on the phone a long time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like, you know what I'm saying? So I think it's just not a priority to the people there. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I get it.
Because I'm in this business, that does not mean I'm not a human anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So people, I think they're aware of it, but it's just not a priority.
Mm-hmm.
And by you not making it part, like I told you, a lot of stuff come from the top down. If you're not really making it a point of emphasis to stay on top of it,
ain't gonna matter.
There you go. Okay. There you go. We got any comments, anything?
No.
Guys, feel free to call in 678-740-9894. Again, that's 678-740-9894. We're talking about key performance indicators to have in your first year in business. Again, it's going be limited to the first year in business. It can just be something that you can apply for your current business owner, okay? But I think it'd be extremely beneficial to you because businesses that do not stay on top of their numbers and measurables, our business is going to be doomed. Now, if you sit there and say, we just neighborhood, this, that, and there, we just kind of go on with the flow,
right?
But it's just something that you do on the side, make a little change here and there.
Okay.
Of course, don't play.
Okay. You're not going to know the KPIs, right?
You have to have performance measures and numbers that you're measuring things set up, okay? P Hooks 909 said, I think people understand, some just don't care. I totally agree. That's because, like I said, every business, people working have been a customer.
Right.
So they know how it feels to get a certain way. But it's just, it can be entitlement, don't care, empowerment, whatever it is. If you don't make that a point of service. That's why you see a company like a Chick-fil-A that they do a lot of stuff out of the norm. They're expensive. They ain't open 7 days a week.
Definitely.
And they ain't really got extended hours.
Right.
But they got these fat margins on their business.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And I always kind of just give people, a lot of stuff, Chick-fil-A private. They're not public. So they financials one that's, but I don't think their finances be set out like a McDonald's or a Burger King or something like that. But you'd be amazed, man. Just you got companies, just same industry, fast food that are open longer, charging less, but they still not making them kind of margins.
The margins ain't the same.
But it's extreme customer service focus.
Yeah,
that they bought into,
and they're very tight on franchises. They're very tight. That's another thing that they do that helps their margins because they know that they are very tight on who they let have a franchise, and you have to actually have worked at Chick-fil-A for a certain amount of years before they will even let you get a franchise.
Yeah. With that said, and all those kind of constraints, You sit there and look at it, damn, that's how in the world. Because just say if you just look at it in regards to what they do, and just say people don't want to pay this, and people don't want to, you're not open enough. Those kind of things, you be like, how in the hell are they doing that?
Right.
But that customer service, having that focus, it makes a huge difference.
Mm.
Again, we're talking about key performance indicators you need to have in your first year in business. The last one I want to go over just personal and team growth KPIs, right? It's kind of like what we were talking about earlier, right? And I'm going to after I give this one, I'm going to restate all 5 of them. And this is we're talking about personal and team growth KPIs. Like was mentioned earlier, just with people learning certain stuff. Just I was invested in learning and skill development. I was invested in learning skill development, key hires and partnerships formed, and work-life balance rating, self-reported, right? So what I say mean by that with those particular things, you can sit there as a company and say, well, listen, we want to have X amount of people, certified on these particular items by the end of the quarter,
okay,
or by the end of the year. And, again, we want to have X amount of people that have already committed to our health and wellness program, and everything. Because, again, we do know Blue Cross or your Kaiser premium going up because everybody in there got high blood pressure, diabetes, this, that, and that. But if we sit there and say, okay, they've joined our health program where they walking around and stuff like that, now we're getting a reduction in what? Premiums, because we're not paying so much in doing that, right?
Right.
And we sit there and make sure that everybody's got what's the damn, I got so much on my damn mind. Not the first aid, but CPR training.
Okay.
Defibrillator training.
Mm-hmm.
You can reduce certain things depending on what you have.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm saying. Certain things you set in place.
Mm-hmm.
You might have certain people that have went to get some extra training or whatever.
Right.
Now you can sit here and reduce because things you might have to outsource to do certain things. You got 2 or 3 people.
Now you in house.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
So those are things we start talking about there. And the key examples like read business books and attend 2 industry events a year. You got that kind of stuff set up in place. These are the KPIs you're looking at. These are things your first year in business. Well, if you do these particular things, they can put you in a different stratosphere. They can put you in a different stratosphere. Let me rehash those 5 again. The first one is, again, these are core KPIs I think people need to focus on their first year in business. The first one is revenue and financial KPIs. Revenue and financial KPIs. The second one is customer KPIs. The third one is the marketing and sales KPIs. Fourth one is operational KPIs, and the last one we just stated was personal team growth KPIs. Again, key performance indicators. Where you're setting things in place where you got your goals, but what are the things you're going to be able to do to reach those goals? I can't sit here and say I want to make $1 million. I got to make X amount of dollars a month, and I got to make X amount of dollars a week, and I got to make X amount of dollars a day. Okay. And if we're doing those particular things, we should get to the goal, right? Could we fall short or understate ourselves possibly? But again, these are plans. We can always adjust. If I ain't doing well enough, I need to find out what the problem is, make some adjustments, or I might need to lower my goal. But what am I doing, Lab? I'm keeping track of it. Right. I don't want to be at the end of the year want to have $1 million in sales and I only had 600,000. And I'm just looking at the end of the year. Right. What caused it? What went right? What went wrong? But it seemed like I was doing good. And I'm thinking, oh, yeah, probably this. But I really don't know because why I wasn't tracking. Make sense? Right. So we got to make sure we stand on top of that, right? Some tips for setting strong KPIs. Number one, very important. So we just, this kind of going back what P. Hooks just was asking, just with having some kind of template. Some key things with setting strong KPIs, you got to make them smart. They got to be specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. Remember what we said about the goals. They got to be incremental and attainable. Again, they got to be smart. They got to be smart. An acronym starts for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. Okay. When we say that, we talking about you just can't say, again, when we talk about the $1 million, I got to be able to say at least $3,000 a day. We got to be able to sit here and say, that look, we know that's a dollar amount, right? We know that it's realistic because we know we're selling 2 or 3 a day. If we're only selling 1 every month, that's not realistic, right? So we got to just kind of look at it. Is it relevant, in regards to what we're trying to do, industry standards or stand alive or whatever? And then time bound. Can we do it through a specific period of time? Okay, guys, don't just throw stuff out there can't happen.
And let me go back to time bound. Did you set the time? Like you say, 90 days, we're gonna see where we at.
Which is a relevant period.
Okay.
Yeah, you set the time, but at the end of the day, we being smart. You know, at the end of the, if it's something that you can only produce 2 of them a week, we don't need to be sitting there trying to worry about making 5 or 6.
Okay.
By production, by the capacity that we have, we only can make 2.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying. Yeah.
So the time bound, just being realistic about what you can do. All of these together, we living by this.
Okay.
We're living by this.
Okay.
Same concept as your job, and they saying, okay, we want you to call X amount of people a day.
Okay.
You know, saying we want you to, do this, call X amount of people, get so many things covered and closed and all that stuff. Same thing. A smart method. You want to make sure, again, tips for setting strong KPIs. You got to review them monthly. Don't set it and forget it. Review KPIs monthly and adjust based on real data. Guys, y'all got to look at this shit. How many times have people sat there and created a business plan? I got my business plan set. They put that shit in the corner somewhere.
And don't look at it no more.
Don't go look at it no more because they probably needed it or had to go to some little class or program, and they don't sit there and revisit it. Now, understanding those, that's your rule, your rule book in regards to how you're gonna get everything implemented and done. Exactly. So you got to make sure you review that stuff on a monthly basis, guys. You got to start small. Choose quality over quantity. Track what drives the most impact. Don't be so in love with being global, platinum, elite, prestige,
worldwide.
Man, all them adjectives will get your ass in a pole house.
Right.
What's wrong with being regular?
Domestic. What's wrong with that?
Lab, it's so many people get their ass out of business because they want to grow so fast and be something so bad. They get leases that they can't keep up.
That
they get other contracts. You get all these new customers that you can't even service because you don't have the capacity to do it.
Your turnover rate for your employees is so bad you can't even keep up with the new contract because you ain't got enough to cover this one.
You can't cover even the employees. The capacity. You need a more skilled employee base. You might need more equipment.
I was gonna say you might need another van, truck.
You got to make sure that you're able to sustain. So, guys, being small and making yourself great is so important instead of just trying to
jump out there.
Man, it's so crazy, man. Like I said, people get crazy. They doing this now. I want to grow into this. Hey, man, we're gonna open up another restaurant. You see all this time, people. Hey, you see that shit with Slutty V? You know what I'm saying? Like I said, just
slicks like the image.
Yeah,
keeping up the image.
Greed, ignorance. Because I don't think nobody wants to lose money.
Right.
No one wants to lose money. And when I said the example of Slutty Vegan, they were just stated like, hey, they grew so much, over leveraging everything like that. And they say, you're like, hey, man, we're really staying in business to pay the damn loans we got to increase in size. Now you going down the road that like, and I thought a lot of that stuff was honest statements in regards to, when the owner was giving the explanation, like I didn't really know what was going on. A lot of that stuff be new. And you got people like me with a finance background, a lot of that shit is math. So if I'm giving you this and the return on this is that, they doing the math equations. But at the end of the day, you're growing, but you're growing at a point of leverage of loans. You got to make enough money to not only keep the thing open, but to pay back these loans. But there's so much capital or loans set out. That's when you start closing up, man.
Yeah.
And you got to just be, hey, get this perfected and everything.
What's a bigger example of that, what you just said?
What's that?
With the housing market in 2008.
Absolutely.
They were so over leveraged with all these houses and getting all these subprime loans to sell the houses. And, if they get 15 subprime loans, they hope 10 people pay for the house. And they just,
you seen that?
They crashed.
Everybody had a $500,000 house, make $30,000 a year.
Make $30,000
on the loan.
Right.
Those kind of things, man, just perfect it. What's wrong with having a 2-bedroom, 1 bath?
Right.
So you grow, and then as the time go by, you can expand. That's a good point. Use tools, guys. Use Google spreadsheet, dashboard, Excel. Hey, a lot of this stuff, guys, you can just sit here. You got tools in place to help you do mathematics. And a lot of times, to answer P. Hood's question, there are a lot of websites out there, like say even with the Google Sheets and stuff like that. They a lot of them you just say, hey, let me have a KPI grid up, and you can even go on ChatGPT. Hey, this is my put in specifically. This is my business. This is what we do. I'm just starting out. Can you give me 3 to 5 KPIs to follow for my first year in business? Right? And then, hey, I can't do those. Can you give me something a little bit more specific? The help you out
like magic.
So we don't need to major in the minor, trying to sit here and do this kind of stuff, and gotta live by it, right? So listen, man, KPIs aren't about perfection; they're about clarity. Okay, if you know where you're going, you know what you have to do to measure to get there. That's all. That's all, guys. It ain't about just sitting there throwing all these holistic goals out. It's about look what I got to do to get there. And far too often, people like to let words guide them. Bad words, man, they really just protecting you. And then they say, well, we're going to be successful, whatever. But for you to be successful, you need to sell 3 of these a week. Sell 3 of these a week. I'm telling you guys, that's 3 times 4. That's 12 a month. I didn't want math. 12 a month. That's 144 at the end of the year.
Most
and
definitely.
You sit there and look at it. Yeah, loud. And burnout today.
Right.
But, just looking at those kind of things, guys, just being on top of that, knowing your numbers, knowing what you need to be measuring, knowing what you need to be looking at, it's so empowering as a business owner. It's so empowering. Anybody got a comment or something?
Yeah, Slick says, I meant to get a comment earlier. She says, my mortgage payment is increasing because of my insurance increasing due to claims, insurance rates, and tax increase because of the increase in real estate. So she's saying she's thinking that the insurance market is going to crash because of the amount of claims that's been claimed, and they spreading them costs out over everybody.
It may, but hell, the insurance costs just be per person. Because if I put a claim out, it's going to increase. Period. And then what's the what is that? The clue report.
Okay.
Like you got the motor vehicle registry clue report is the thing that they keep track of what amount of claims you have. You stay on that with 3 to 5 years or whatever. So that's individual. Even if you at fault or not, you go on that clue report, and there might be a more damning if you caused the accident.
Right.
But just you setting the claim.
But we're talking about other people claiming. She's saying that the insurance rates are going up because of other people's claims, and they're spreading that cost across the board to everybody.
I can see that. I don't.
Especially with the Florida market.
Yeah, but I don't see that. Man, insurance is a cash cow because you got to look at it. You sit there and look at it, Lab, for the amount of people that are paying insurance in relation to, just say the claims, it's still way more.
Right.
Like it's just
more.
That's just like a cash cow. Like
well, Chris Ross say insurance is just in case shit.
Yeah. There you go. So, I did that in corporate America insurance account for 15 years, and just when you start looking at it and get exposed to the amount of people paying in relation, because a claim is a claim, don't get me wrong, but when you start looking at, okay, nothing happened this year, then they put in this investment portfolio, and you can go from $1 million to damn near a couple $100 million in about 10 years. I'm just talking about what they have just to pay claims. You'd be amazed because the vast majority of people, that's why they had them actuaries and stuff set up in place. Like they set the sales up. But we talking about these KPIs,
right,
to see, okay, this person high risk. That's how they determine, a person under 25 driving a red car, that's a male, is at higher risk to have an accident than somebody that's over 50, been at the same house, same job, whatever, for 20 years. We're gonna get them a lower rate, right? Because of those particular factors, barring all things else equal, right? But that's just how that is and stuff. So I don't know about that. I just think that insurance go away. Was it 3 to 5% every year in a way? We're doing it, but that's a damn cash cow, man. That's a cash cow. Some of these other ones, I think, are kind of heading that way. Especially I think like that automotive. I'm glad that they worked that thing out with China, but they working on with the tariffs. I don't know why I say that because the model of manufacturing coming back to the U.S. to people thinking we do manufacturing production. They're going to use AI. They're going to use robots. They're not going to use you.
Not at all.
So I just think people don't really understand that.
That's why they in Saudi Arabia making deals over over on the pond because the labor cost is cheaper. They're gonna do manufacturing anyway. They're gonna do it over there where they don't have to pay $32 an hour. They can pay $5.
And no insurance.
Yeah, no insurance,
No
no environmental stuff they got to worry about. None of that.
You know what I'm saying? What's up, Dante? I see my roommate came in. Hey man, big shout out to Dante Johnson, man. My roommate.
What's going on, Dante?
Hey man. Hey, me and my partner, man, I had a tree fell in my backyard.
Oh, really?
About 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
So you know my cheap ass like shit. I go to Home Depot, get a saw. Man, this last Friday.
Right.
Man, that tree kicked my ass.
You get a chainsaw?
I called my bro. Yeah, chainsaw.
Oh, okay.
Man, that old Home Depot thing, chain popping off.
Oh, really?
Man, that chainsaw probably been there on the shelf 30 years. I get that cutting it or whatever, chain popping off. I'm sitting there putting it back on, pop it off. I take it back, get another one, and I call my room dog, tool expert. He's looking, we FaceTime. He tell me every damn thing I'm doing wrong. I got this Home Depot shit. But man, appreciate that, Tay. I got some progress. But we cut the tree down.
Okay.
At a certain point, I let my own boy say, hey dog, they're gonna get axed. So I went over to John Henry.
Right.
Kicked I was so sore to Monday. From Friday to Monday. Like I had like shit, man, all this was just woo, hurt. Woo, woo. Get this kind of, I said, man, you get this kind of work on a calculator.
You see why my hands so soft?
Yeah,
I don't do this type of work.
Yeah, real. His hands were loving. I work. You know what I'm saying? Right. Hey, I gave over all that a long time.
I get a paper cut, not word.
Yeah. I gave, hey, that's what I did when I was a young man.
Right.
Mm-hmm. But listen, man, I hope everybody got something from the conversation we had tonight. I do think that if people focus on the measurables, the things that they need, the things that they want to have in their business, those goals, and the things that they need to do to attain it, you have a lot more people that be sustainable and be successful in business. Far too often, I'm telling you, like, people don't want to look at the numbers. They want to just focus on what they're doing or whatever, and they should just go left.
Yeah.
I mean, it's real that only 2% of businesses last after you. I mean, it's real. Right. And it's not because people, just it's not a good idea. It's because a lot of stuff that people don't do. And again, people, you're not gonna know everything. You ain't gonna know everything, dog. I get that part, but try to know a little bit about a lot of stuff. That's all you gotta do. Right. That's all you gotta do. That's all you gotta do. You don't have to be this expert. You just gotta know enough to make you an informed decision. How to set stuff up. Now, listen, guys, if you have any issues and question about what we talked about, feel free to call the office and set your appointment. All the contact information is listed on the YouTube channel. And I know TikTok and Instagram, we can't put the links, but on Facebook and YouTube, all the contacts are there as far as you want to book an appointment. You got tons of videos. You want to call the office, feel free to do that. Office number is 678-479-4007. Again, the office number is 678-479-4007. But guys, going back to what we said before, go to Mr. Short Dollar on YouTube. There are over 1,300 videos covering information just like this for entrepreneurship, business, finance, investing, real estate. A lot of great information. It's there for free. So take advantage of it, guys. Take advantage of it. Look, man, great conversation. Again, big shout out to PJ for graduating yesterday, and I do got to get his early congratulations. My baby boy will be graduating tomorrow at 6 p.m.
Congratulations.
So big shout out to my baby boy. He's starting high school next year, man. The last of the Mohicans.
That's right.
So I'm super excited about that, man. God done bless me. We're doing that. And also next week, show them we got a show. My nephew, I just don't know what time the graduation is. He graduates next Thursday. I don't know what time it is. I think it's in the morning. My nephew, Adrian. Okay. He graduated from Thayer High next Thursday. But we'll graduate tomorrow from Roberts Middle School. Okay. I'm super excited for him, man.
Me too.
Hey, man. What I always tell them, man, follow the blueprint.
That's right.
You listen to the other damn folks.
Your KPI gonna be wrong.
They ain't got no KPIs. But listen, man, it's been a great conversation. Thank you so much to everybody tuned in. Again, like I said, feel free to reach out. Make sure you go to the YouTube channel, subscribe. The contact info is there and stuff like that. A lot of stuff to help you out there. And guess what, guys? This shit is free. It's free. It is free. So definitely, when you subscribe, make sure you hit the bell to get a notification. Because we upload videos on a daily basis on the channel. So take advantage of it, guys. Love you all. Be safe, and I'll talk with you soon.